Welcome to the lecture room. Myself, Dr. Rajiv Trivedi, Assistant Professor, Nirmala College, Ujjain. Now, today's chapter, Wave Optics Second. In this chapter, number of contents are present. First, electromagnetic waves. Second, diffraction. Third, diffraction at a single slit. Fourth, theory of diffraction. Fifth, width of central maxima and Fresnel distance. Sixth, difference between interference and diffraction. Seventh, polarization of mechanical waves. Eighth, polarization of light. Ninth, Malus law. 10th, polarization by reflection, Brewster's law. And 11th, polarides and their uses. First question, electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves are those waves in which electric and magnetic field remains perpendicular each other, and the propagation of wave also remains perpendicular to both fields are called electromagnetic field. Red ray show electric field and blue color ray show vibration of magnetic field. This is the maxima and this is the minima of the electric field. This is the maxima of magnetic field and this is the minima of magnetic field. First, the variation in both electric and magnetic fields occurs simultaneously. Therefore, they attain their maxima and minima at the same place and at the same time. Second, the direction of electric and magnetic field are mutually perpendicular each other and as well as to the propagation of direction of wave. Third, the speed of electromagnetic waves depends entirely on the electric and magnetic properties of the medium in which the wave travels and not on the amplitudes of the variations. Then velocity of the wave propagating in any axis are represented by C equal to 1 upon root mu 0 epsilon 0. Mu 0 is a permeability of a vacuum and epsilon 0 is a permittivity of a vacuum. For discussion of electromagnetic waves, more significance is given to electric field E, diffraction. The phenomena of bending of light around the corners of the encroachment of light within the geometrical shadow of opaque obstacle is called diffraction. This is the obstacle. Then light bend from this corner or this corner or this corner or this corner is called diffraction at a slit. Then diffraction of light at a single slit. If first point at an angle of diffraction at theta equal to 0 means AB is not dividing into number of parts, is dividing into only one parts and angle will be 0. Then the wavelets from the single wavefront reach the center O on the screen in the same phase and hence interfere constructively to give central maxima or primary maxima at the point O. This is called bright spot also. And means now second, diffraction of light at angle theta equal to theta 1. This is the theta equal to theta 1. The slit is imagined to be divided into two equal parts. Means first slit 0 to 6 and second slit 7 to 12. If one light rays from the O or from the sixth diffracted at angle theta 1, they meet at the point P1 and we can say these interfere darkly or destructively. From the point 6 meet at the point O and 12 meet at the point O. Means the wavelets from the single wavefront diffract at angle theta such that Bn is the lambda, then this is the lambda upon 2 and this is the 0. The point B, the pairs 0, 6, 1, 7, 2, 8, 3, 9, 4, 10, 5, 11, 6, 12 interfere destructively with path difference lambda upon 2 and give first secondary minimum dark fringes. This is also lambda upon 2 and this is the lambda. Now diffraction of light at angle theta equal to theta 2. The slit is imagined to be divided into 4 equal parts. This is the first part, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Then Bn is at 2n, then half is lambda, this is the half lambda upon 2 and this is the 3 lambda upon 2. Means there are 4 parts, lambda upon 2, lambda, 3 lambda upon 2 and 2 lambda. All these light rays at angle diffracted at angle theta 2 meet at the point P2. Means all these rays interfere at the point P2 destructively, means we obtain dark fringes. The wavelets from the single wavefront diffract at angle theta 2 such that Bn is 2 lambda and reach the point P2. The pairs 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7, 5, 8, 6, 9, 7, 1, 7, 1, 0, 8, 11 and 9, 12 interfere destructively with path difference lambda upon 2 and give secondary minima dark fringe. Means if light ray diffracted at angle theta equal to theta 1, then we get this point, first secondary minima, and if the lights are diffracted at angle theta equal to theta 2, then we get second secondary minima at point P2. Now diffraction of light at angle theta equal to theta 1 dash. In this case, slit is imagined to be divided into the 3 equal parts. Means slit AB dividing into 3 parts from 0 to 4, 4 to 9 and 9 to 12. Then in this case, when these light comes in the contact with the slit, then diffracted ray at angle theta 1 dash meet at the point P1 dash constructively. Means the wavelets from the single wavefront diffract at angle theta 1 such that Bn is 3 lambda upon 2 and reach the point P1 dash. The pair 0, 8, 0, 8, 1, 9, 2, 10, 3, 11 and 4, 12 interfere constructively with the path difference lambda and 0, 4, 0, 4, 1, 5, 2, 6 etc. destructively with the path difference lambda upon 2. However, due to the few wavelets interfering constructively, first secondary maxima, means bright fringe, is formed. Next, diffraction of light at various angles. Means these light rays comes in contact with the slit and incident after refraction they meet at the point P2. Means central maxima of the fringe is obtained at angle theta equal to 0 and at theta, if this light ray diffracted at angle theta 1, then we get first maxima. This is called second maxima. Means we get first, second, third, etc. maximas except central maxima. Diffraction is not visible after a few order of diffraction. Now theory. The path difference between the 0 wavelet and 12 wavelet is Bn. In the number of figures, slit shown by 0 to 12 whose path difference is Bn. If theta is the angle of diffraction and d is the slit width, then BD equal to sin theta. Means now we have to find the value of sin theta. Then sin theta equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Then sin theta equal to Bn upon d from the figure. To establish the condition of secondary minima, the slit is divided into 2, 4, 6 dash equal parts such that corresponding wavelets from successive regions interference with path difference lambda upon 2. Or for nth secondary minima, the slit can be divided into 2n equal parts. For theta 1, this is the path difference. For theta 2, this is the path difference. And for theta n, this is the path difference. Since theta is very small, then sin theta equal to theta, then this is the d theta n equal to n lambda, then theta n equal to n lambda upon d, where n equal to 1 to 3. Next, continue. To establish the condition for secondary maxima, the slit is dividing into 3, 5, 7, 9, dash, etc. equal parts such that corresponding wavelets from alternate regions interference with the path difference of lambda. Or for nth secondary minima, the slit can be dividing into 2n plus 1 equal parts. For angle theta 1 dash, this is the, for theta 2 dash, this, for theta n dash, this. This is the condition for secondary minima. Since theta n is very small, then sin theta n will be theta n, then theta n dash means this is the final result. Width of central maxima. These light, those wavefront which comes in the contact slit diffracted at angle theta meet at the point P1, means these all rays interfere at the point P1 destructively. We have to find the angle tan theta 1. Tan theta means perpendicular upon base, then perpendicular y1 upon base d, y1 upon d. If theta 1 is very small, then tan theta 1 equal to theta 1, then we can write theta 1 equal to y1 upon d, and sin theta 1, d sin theta 1 equal to lambda, or theta 1 equal to y lambda upon d. This is the light ray diffracted at angle theta 1. This is the equation. Theta 1 equal to lambda upon d. Then y1 upon d equal to lambda into d. Then y1 equal to d lambda upon d. Since the central maxima is spread on either side of O, the width is beta 0 equal to 2d lambda upon d. Now next, Fresnel's distance. Fresnel distance is that distance from the slit at which the spreading of light due to diffraction becomes equal to the size of the slit. Means the length of the slit will be equal to the size of diffraction. Means we know that displacement y1 equal to d lambda upon d. At Fresnel distance, y1 equal to d and d equal to df. So df lambda d upon d, or df equal to d square upon lambda. If the distance capital D between the slit and screen is less than Fresnel's distance df, then the diffraction effects may be regarded as absent. Fresnel diffraction means the distance between slit and screen are definite. Now, so the ray optics may be regarded as a limiting case of wave optics. Difference between interference and diffraction. In interference, two rays of same amplitude, same frequency, same velocity moving in one direction, and they superimpose each other, and we get maxima or minima at the different places. In diffraction is due to the superposition of secondary wavelets from the different parts of the same wavefronts. In the interference, the fringe width between two bright fringes or two dark fringes generally constant. But in this case, the fringes between two bright fringes or two dark fringes varying width. Third, all the maxima have the same intensity, or the maxima are of varying intensity. There is a good contrast between the maxima and minima. There is a poor contrast between maxima and minima. Next question, polarization of transverse mechanical waves. In this first figure, light moving in a straight line, when slit is in this case and light moving in this side, and then after light passing through this narrow slit comes at the point P. Now let us consider. Now transverse disturbance means two waves. One is moving up to down and other down to up. These are the transverse disturbance, means those waves which having vibration perpendicular to direction of propagation is called transverse waves. These are the disturbance transverse up and down passing through narrow slit and comes on the mirror in the same situation. There is no path difference, will be changes. Transverse disturbance up and down passing through if narrow slit, and this narrow slit rotate by some angle, then only one vibration comes out, or no any one vibration comes out from this narrow slit on this mirror. Polarization of light waves. This is the unpolarized light and this is the also unpolarized light. This unpolarized light shown by also this figure. These arrows shows that if this is the plane wave, this is the plane paper, and if any one light moving on this paper in this manner, then arrows show the vibration of the light or remains parallel to the plane of paper, and red dot shows the vibration of the light which is moving on the plane of paper perpendicular to the plane of paper. Means arrows show the vibration of light parallel to the plane of paper, and dot show vibration of the light or remains perpendicular to the plane of paper. This show perpendicular. Representation of natural lights. In natural light, millions of transverse vibrations occurs in all the directions perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. But for convenience, we can assume the rectangular components of the vibration with one component lying on the plane of the diagram and the other perpendicular to the plane of paper. This is the on the plane of paper and this is the perpendicular to the plane of paper. Next, light waves are electromagnetic waves with electric and magnetic field oscillating at right angles to each other and also to the direction of propagation of wave is called electromagnetic waves. This is the first question of this wave optics second. Therefore, the light waves can be polarized. Now let us consider this is the unpolarized light passing through from any tourmaline crystal, says polarizer. If this is the tourmaline crystal and light passing through in this manner, then dot means perpendicular vibration absorbed by the tourmaline crystal, and only we get parallel vibration comes out from the polarizer. If this plane polar light means parallel vibration passing through any other tourmaline crystal, both tourmaline crystal are remains parallel each other. If this plane polarized light means PPL passing through this tourmaline crystal, then we can see intensity will be changes, but intensity is not zero, means there is no change in the vibration of plane polarized light. This is called plane polarized light. But if this tourmaline crystal rotate by 90 degree from their original position, then no light comes out from this tourmaline crystal. In this case, this is the same figure. This is the unpolarized light. This is the polarizer, means tourmaline crystal. This is the analyzer. This is the tourmaline crystal. Analyzer means analyze this is the plane polarized light or not. This is the plane of polarization and this is the plane of vibration. Means this is the vibration parallel to the plane of paper. When unpolarized light is incident on a polarizer, the vibration parallel to the crystallographic axis are transmitted, and those perpendicular to the axis is absorbed by the tourmaline crystal. Therefore, the transmitted light is plane polarized or linearly polarized. The plane which contains the crystallographic axis and the vibrations transmitted from the polarizer is called the plane of vibration. This is the, and the plane which is perpendicular to the plane of vibration is called plane of polarization. Next topic, Malus law. According to Malus law, intensity of beam of plane polarized light always directly proportional to square of cosines. Means when a beam of plane polarized light is incident on an analyzer, the intensity I of the transmitted, intensity I of light transmitted from the analyzer varies directly as the square of the cosine of the angle theta between the planes of transmission of analyzer and polarizer. If small a is the amplitude of electric vector transmitted by the polarizer, then only the component, means only parallel component comes out from the polarizer, then the component, parallel component of this amplitude is called a cos theta, will be transmitted by the analyzer. Means a cos theta is a component comes out from the polarizer and also transmitted from the analyzer. Then intensity of transmitted light from the analyzer is I proportional to, proportional means k constant, or I equal to k a square cos square theta, or I equal to I0 cos square theta. I0 means k a square is the intensity of light transmitted from the polarizer. If theta equal to 0 or 180, then I equal to I0. Cos 182 minus 1, theta equal to cos 0 1 means I equal to I0, and theta equal to 90 means I equal to 0. Case third, when unpolarized light is incident on the analyzer of the intensity of transmitted light is 1/2 of the intensity of incident light, since average value of cos square theta is half. Next, polarization by reflection and Brewster's law. According to Brewster's law, the refractive index of denser medium to the rare medium is equal to the tangent of polarization of angle theta. Now let us consider this is the denser medium of refractive index mu shown by B. This is the rare medium, means air, are shown by A. Now let us consider one unpolarized light incident at this point at the angle theta p. This is called angle of incidence. Then one part partially reflected and other part partially refracted. The incident light wave is made of parallel vibrations, means pi component on the plane of incidence, and perpendicular vibration means sigma components perpendicular to the plane of paper. At a particular angle theta p, the parallel component completely refracted, whereas the perpendicular components partially get refracted and partially get reflected. This is the partially reflected and this is the partially refracted. That is, the refracted component are all in perpendicular plane of vibration with the plane polarized. The intensity of transmitted light through the medium is greater than that of plane polarized light, means theta p plus r equal to 90 or r equal to 90 minus theta p. Then refractive index of B with A equal to sin I upon sin P, sin I upon sin P. This is the sin theta P upon sin theta R. Then A mu B equal to sin theta P, sin R means sin 90 minus theta P, or A mu B equal to tan theta P. This is the Brewster's law. This is the polaroid. Polaroid means just like a Nicol prism. Polaroid is formed by the cunene iodosulfate and nitrocellulose liquid kept on the glass plate. First we take glass plate, spherical, conical, any shape. Now nitrocellulose liquid poured on the spherical glass. After a long time, this nitrocellulose liquid is spread equally on this plate, and cunene iodosulfate pieces adjusted such that the upper surface of cunene iodosulfate remains parallel each other, and take any other spherical glass plate capped on that is called Polaroid. H Polaroid is prepared by the sheet of polyvinyl alcohol long chain polymer molecules and subjecting to large strain. The molecules are oriented parallel to strain, and the material becomes doubly refracting when strained with iodine. The material behaves like a dichroic crystal. K Polaroid is prepared by heating a stretching polyvinyl alcohol film in the presence of HCl. When the film becomes slightly darkened, it behaves like a strong dichroic crystal. Uses of Polaroid: Polaroid sunglasses, Polaroid filters for laboratory purpose, in headlight of automobiles, mainly in cars, in three-dimensional motion pictures, in window panes, in windshield in automobiles, and of wave optics.
For latest videos and updates, like, share and subscribe. For instant notifications, press the bell icon.